name is Mie, and I work as a full-time instructor at Tokyo University in Global Education Center. I work with Eriko, who presented earlier today. Many of my friends and former coworkers are either currently teaching or used to teach at NUFS, so I have a very favorable impression of this university, and that is why I am very happy to be here to present today. Today, I'm going to share with you how I use English songs in class to improve students' pronunciation and listening skills. I hope you'll get something that you can use in your classroom. Don't you ever have times when you finish your class 15 minutes or 20 minutes early and you don't have enough time to start a new unit, but it's too soon to let your students go? Well, what I will share with you today will be a perfect activity for a situation like that. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to go into details today, so I'm just going to share with you how I use English songs in class, how I teach pronunciation skills used in those songs, and how students' attitudes towards learning English and listening to songs or listening to English changed during the semester through doing the activities in class. If you have any questions or comments during my presentation, please hold them till the end. Hopefully I can have time to answer them later, take them later. Okay. Oftentimes, second language learners are highly motivated to improve their pronunciation. However, Japanese language is a syllable-timed language where each syllable is stressed, whereas English is stress-timed and has a rhythmic beat that, regardless of the syllable in between, will move from stress to stress. And these differences make it difficult for Japanese learners to pronounce English properly. Also, another reason why English sentences are hard to pronounce or difficult to understand is because the words are joined together. There are several different ways in which words link with other words in English. Two major ways of linking are CV linking and CC linking, which I will explain to you later. So, I spent some time at the beginning of a semester to teach all these pronunciation tips in a grammar class at the university where I teach part-time. The students' English level is low to intermediate. Their fluency in reading is not very good. By doing these pronunciation activities, I was able to see students' attitudes towards English pronunciation and listening. I started out with word stress and some sounds Japanese students find difficult to pronounce. For example, R and L, B and V, TH sound, F and H, W, and I call it light T, those softened T sound as in water later. And then focused more on how English words link and introduced two main linking sounds, CV linking and CC linking. Okay. CV linking is when a word ends in a consonant. This is shiin, Japanese words for consonant. And I like to use kanji because it's easier for students to see. Anyway, so the word ends in a consonant and the next word starts with boin, vowel. Then the consonant becomes part of the second word and the sounds are linked. Okay, for example, good idea, take a chance, have a good day, I'm a student. And I like to use this mark to let them know that these sounds link. Okay, and the CC linking is when a word ends in a consonant and then the next word begins with another consonant. The first consonant is often dropped or weakened. And I like to use slash for the words, the sounds that get dropped, as in sit down, get to the station, what time is it? And then for those sounds that get weakened, I'd like to use dotted slash. I'm not sure if you can see it. These are dotted slash, as in I'm 19, it's Monday, I have to go. So these consonants, they don't get dropped completely, but they kind of get softened or weakened. Okay, and then these weakened consonants are more difficult to find. So I first focused on mainly on these sounds that get dropped. Okay, and so I focused on these two ways of linking, CV linking and CC linking. After a while, I taught them another type of linking, which is C plus Y. The first word ends in consonant, and then the next word starts with Y, as in thank you, help you, and then would you, as you know. And plosive sounds here at the bottom, those sounds are dropped when they come at the end of the sentence, as in I'm working, he's a student. I first demonstrate how these work in the textbook. I use these marks for CV linking and then CC linking, and I like to change colors for each feature. As you can see, for CV linking, I use red, and I use blue for CC linking, and I use orange for C plus Y, and then purple for plosive. So the students, I always use the same color so that they know, they can see it easily. And I have them pronounce with me and see the difference. Putting down the marks helps them understand the linking better. For the first few weeks, I would simply introduce the sound difference. And then the next step was to have them mark on their own. Understanding the marked sounds and actually finding those linking sounds are completely different skills. Many students struggle doing this, and it took some time for them to get used to it. I would spend 5 to 10 minutes in every class to mark linking sounds in their textbook in a dialogue section, just like the one that you're looking at right now. Having them mark, repeat after me, and then do a role play exercise being both person A and person B. So I first let them repeat after me. So I say hello, they say hello. I'm checking out, here's the key, here's the key. And then I become person A, the students become person B. So I say hello, they say I'm checking out, here's the key. And I say, did you take anything from the minibar? They say, no, I didn't, but I used the shop. And we switch. Students say hello, and I say, I'm checking out, here's the key. And then after that, I let them work in pair. And one student becomes person A, the other person becomes person B, do the role play, and then they switch the role. And by practicing this many times, they can practice sounding better with the features. So by the end of the class, they can stop pronouncing like, I'm checking out. Here is the key. So they can say it with a better rhythm and then with with this feature. So I'm checking out. Here's the key. They can sound more naturally with these marked sentences. Now let's move on to, how I was gonna, delete this before. So let's take a look at how I use this, how I use that to listen to a song. Sorry, everyone. Just gonna. Okay, so this is, as you can see, the lyrics from Let It Go. And when I use a song, I like to use songs that students know. Okay. And then one of the reasons why I came up with the idea of using song is because over the past few years with the pandemic, we couldn't do as much group work or pair work as we would have liked in class. And I thought of this idea of using songs in class to make my class fun, more fun and interesting for the students. Anyway, I just used the chorus part of a song. And then, like I said, this is Let It Go from the movie Frozen. And many students have seen the movie, have heard of the song before. So it was just perfect. I marked those pronunciation features in the lyrics and then read with them. So let me show you how I do this. So if you have this chorus part up on the slide in PowerPoint, you click slideshow. All right, now you use marker, any color, and then usually it takes forever for me to switch colors. Like if I use red for CB linking, blue for CC, it takes forever. So I just like to use one color. So I'm just going to use yellow as I usually do in class. So I read it and I mark it together. So this is how I do it. Okay, let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam that door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Okay. And had them listen to the song, and then I read them with the students, and then have them listen to the song. And many of them are surprised to see how those sounds get dropped, weakened, or linked together in the song. By mimicking those features and trying to sing like the singer, they felt they sounded a lot better. And whenever we had some time, at the end, I would introduce a new song, whether it was just a part of a song or a whole song. So this is the whole song of Let It Go. So when I had time, I once showed them. I marked this beforehand, and then I looked at it with the student and then let them listen. And many of my students said they liked K-pop. So I used some songs from BTS, Twice, Blackpink, etc. And this is Butter from BTS. I don't know if you're familiar with the song. The chorus part is on the right side, side step, right, left to my beat. And then I first show them all these consonant gets dropped. So side, step, right, left to my beat. And then they were surprised to see. So they don't, I mean, if they were to pronounce, they probably would have read side step, right, left to my beat. But actually, these sounds get dropped, and then they sound, in natural English, they sound like side step, right, left to my beat, high like the moon, rock with me. So they can see the difference with these marks. Many of my students said they didn't pay much attention to what lyrics said in English before, but after our class said they now paid much more attention to them. At the end of the semester, in order to see if they had really acquired an understanding of how English sounds change with linking, I had them listen to a new song. I chose Mariah Carey's Hero. Surprisingly, students these days do not know who Mariah Carey is, but if I told them she sang All I Want for Christmas, then they knew who it was. I had them first look at the lyrics and then have them mark on them. So here is the actual sheet that I handed out. On the top, the lyrics are on the top, and at the bottom of the sheet, I listed up all these features so they could look at the notes and then a mark in the paper. And I had them write in a pencil. I did not ask them to use different colors. That's kind of on the side. So this kind of looks like how they marked. They marked all in black pencil. So I collected the data, and then I counted each features like this for this. These are how many number of students who could answer CV. This pink represents CV linking, and then blue for CC linking, etc. So I just counted all of them. And then here are the results. Okay. For CV linking, about 62.6%, about 63% of them are the one that students could find in the song. So these are each percentage for each word. And for CV linking, 46%, okay. And for C plus Y, 66%. And then for plosive sound, they could find about 69%. And in total, they could find 61.4% of those features in the song. Okay. As a result, okay, I could say that they understood pretty much. Here are some results from the post questionnaire. In these pie charts, blue represents students who strongly agreed, and the red shows that students who agreed. And the questions I asked were, do you think your pronunciation has improved through the activities this semester? As you can see, many students agreed. And do you think the activities helped you improve your speaking skills? Do you think the activities helped you improve your speaking skills? Many students strongly agreed. And then, do you want to keep doing the pronunciation practice? Many of them said yes. And do you think you pay more attention to English sounds in general than before? And did you understand the pronunciation tips introduced in class? Okay, as you can see, the majority of my students favor the activities, and they seem to enjoy them, and also thought that these activities help them improve their listening and pronunciation skills. Now, these are some comments from the students that I thought were interesting. It was really fun to practice pronunciation using songs. I think I can listen and understand English in general better now. I'm happy when I hear English and notice these CV and CC linking. I'd like to study on my own with my favorite songs. I have never done this type of pronunciation practice before, and it was very fun. And I thought this was very useful. I can use this knowledge when I speak or read in my daily life. So this is good. This is beyond class learning. And I think I can listen and understand other songs better. I feel more confident with my pronunciation now. Through these activities, students reported heightened confidence in their English pronunciation activities, their improvement in terms of speaking, listening, and pronunciation. They pay more attention to English pronunciation and are more motivated to improve their pronunciation. And then there are some limitations. There's limited data. I only did post-test survey. I probably should have done pre-test so that I could compare. And the small sample size, the students, there are only 28 students in the class. So it would have been better if the sample size was bigger. And of course, there is always social desirability bias. Students tend to answer the way they think we want to hear. So these are some limitations. Okay, to conclude, you can do this activity in any class you teach. If you have time to show them how these sound changes work, then you can have them mark in their reading materials, writing scripts, or speaking, listening materials as well. You can also divide each feature in each class, as in one day. Let's say if you're teaching writing class, I'll tell your students to, okay, let's take out your journals and let's underline all these, as many CB linking as you can find. Underline them, and then when you read it out to your partner, just try to make sure that those sounds are linked. And maybe in the next class, you can move on to CC linking and so on. And when you use a song to play, like I said, I like to use songs that they all seem familiar with. Another thing to maybe keep in mind is to be careful with J-pop. I'm sure some of your students would like to hear some Japanese pop music in class, but oftentimes those artists' pronunciation might not sound as good and might not be ideal to use as a model. However, some Japanese singers' English pronunciation is good, so you just kind of have to see how they sound before you use any music. Also, the speed of the song is important. If you want your students to notice these features in a song, you might want to use slow tempo music. This is still ongoing research, and I would like to keep researching on how this can affect their reading skills and speaking skills as well. However, this is a great thing to teach your students because many of the students naturally love to listen to music. And when they listen to music, they can keep studying on their own. This in-class activity will be beyond class learning. Okay, here are the references. And thank you all for your attention. Now, if you